We often say, I forgave. We say it quietly, sometimes softly, sometimes with relief, sometimes as if we are trying to convince ourselves that this chapter is truly closed, that it no longer affects us, that we are already beyond it. But if we stop for a moment, if we slow down, if we listen honestly, without rushing to be strong, reasonable, or mature, do we really know how to forgive? Forgiveness is often misunderstood. It is confused with forgetting, with silence, with endurance, with pretending that nothing really happened or that it simply wasn't that important. We tell ourselves that time will heal everything, that if enough years pass, pain will disappear, that life will move on and take everything heavy with it. But time does not erase pain. It only teaches us how to live beside it, how to carry it quietly, how to hide it better, how to function while it stays inside. Real forgiveness has never been about the other person. It never was. It is about us, about what we carry inside for years, about emotions we learned to suppress, about anger we don't always recognize, about disappointment that never found words, about expectations that were broken and never repaired. It is about tension that lives in the body, even when the mind says, it's over. It doesn't matter anymore. I moved on. But if it truly didn't matter, it would not return. Yet it does. We return to the same thoughts, to the same inner conversations, to the same moments from the past again and again. Sometimes quietly, late at night. Sometimes suddenly, in the middle of an ordinary day, without warning. And every time we return there, we lose a part of our energy. We give it to the past, to something that can no longer be changed. Sometimes we hold on to resentment because it has become familiar, because it feels like part of who we are, because letting it go feels like losing control. As if forgiveness means agreement, as if forgiveness means acceptance, as if forgiveness means saying that what happened was acceptable. But it does not. Forgiveness does not mean the pain was small. It does not mean the other person was right. It does not mean what happened should have happened. It does not erase responsibility. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is quiet strength. It is an inner decision to stop carrying something that continues to hurt you from the inside. You can forgive and still remember. You can forgive and still set boundaries. You can forgive and still protect yourself. You can forgive and never allow the same closeness again. You can forgive and walk away without hatred. With time, something else happens. Even when we were deeply hurt in the past, even when years have passed, even when relationships seem calmer or more normal now, memory remains. We may communicate politely, we may smile, we may keep contact. On the surface, everything looks peaceful, but deep inside, the experience
still lives. The pain is no longer sharp. It does not scream. It does not bleed every day. But it exists. Sometimes one word is enough, one look, one familiar tone of voice, and suddenly memory reminds us of what once hurt deeply. We don't want to go back there. We don't want to feel it again. We tell ourselves that it is all in the past, that we are stronger now, that it no longer affects us. But experience does not disappear. It settles inside us, quietly, on a deep level. And perhaps forgiveness is not about erasing memory. Perhaps it is about learning to live without allowing this memory to control our present, without letting the past decide how we feel today, how we react, how we trust, how we protect ourselves, how we allow closeness. Forgiveness is not a single moment. It is not one sentence we say out loud. It is a process, sometimes long, sometimes uncomfortable, sometimes painful. It requires honesty. It requires patience. And very often, it requires time. And perhaps the most honest thing we can do is not rush ourselves. Because forgiveness is not something we owe to anyone. It is something we do for ourselves. And sometimes, it truly takes time. Sometimes forgiveness also means accepting that some wounds never fully disappear. That healing does not always mean feeling nothing anymore. Sometimes it means feeling less often, less sharply. It means noticing the pain when it appears, but not allowing it to control us, not allowing it to define who we are. It means choosing awareness over reaction, choosing calm over defense. And this choice is not made once. It is made again and again, quietly, internally, until one day the memory no longer hurts. It simply exists.